Welcome to the We Are More podcast. My name is Alyssa.
And my name is Bree. We're two sisters passionate about all things faith and feminism.
We believe that Jesus trusted, respected, and encouraged women to teach and preach his word. And apparently that's controversial.
Get comfy. Good morning, Baltimore.
If you're in Baltimore right now, that felt very specific.
There's a flasher who lives next door.
Is that really the words?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
There's the bum on his barroom stool.
I did know that part.
They wish me luck on my way to school.
Yeah, if you're in Baltimore right now, that was a very pointed and slightly disturbing musical number.
You're welcome. The last Baltimore romance book that I read was truly terrible.
What did you read? What was in Baltimore?
First Time Caller.
Oh, yeah, you hated that one.
Yeah, truly terrible. Don't recommend.
We go through stretches where it seems like there's like 5 bad books in a row.
Yeah, and it makes you think, do I want to read anymore?
Yeah,
But
should
then
I
we
just
keep
give
going.
it up?
We power through.
We do power through. I'm proud of us for our resilience.
Yes, and our literacy.
Yay for us.
Huzzah! And I feel like reading so many books, just a ridiculous, crazy amount, where they're spilling out of our bookshelves, out of our cars, and out of our bags, and into our lives. That gives us a lot of knowledge to talk about.
Literary characters.
Literary, and also because we have no chill, we watch TV all the time too.
True.
Cinema.
We are, yeah.
Cinema
I don't know.
characters.
Do these count as cinema? They're television characters.
What is television if not cinema?
I've always said that. Yeah, today we're going to be talking, if you listened last week, we kind of previewed this a little bit, but we're going to be talking about problematic relationships that we've seen in books and TV shows / movies. So if this is a series that you guys like, let us know. It's not going to be like a 4 weeks in a row series, but if this is something you'd like to come back.
Or let us know certain couples that you want us to do a Google deep dive into.
Thanks, Google. Quick shout out.
Some examples for you could be Leslie Knope and
Ben. But
Ben.
what's his last name?
Ben.
Thank you. I don't think
from
it's
Parks
Ben.
and Recreation.
Ben Wyatt. It's Ben Wyatt.
I was going to say Wilder. but
That
I was
wasn't
wrong.
it.
Ben Wyatt from Parks and Recreation. Or we could do the Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, that's clearly
Love triangle.
not a problematic relationship at all. Health and wellness.
That's a good one.
I did enjoy Gerard Butler in that, though. We've been talking about him a lot today.
All day today. That's why it was coming into my brain.
I don't know why. Our dad today was like, oh, there's this movie and there's this guy in it, and he's trying to like figure out who it was.
And he's Scottish.
We finally landed on Gerard Butler. But
And
it
then
was
I
not
said-
Phantom of the Opera that he was talking about.
Wouldn't that be funny if it was?
That would be.
Ah, da, 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 da.
But hey, before we get into what we're talking about today, because we have some really cool couples that we're going to talk about. Actually, you know what? One good one, one truly terrible one.
Yeah.
But I wanted to mention that next week we have a super special thing going on for you guys.
You're
It is
welcome.
it's not our first interview technically, but it's our first one with someone that doesn't live in this house.
Yeah.
One of my creative writing professors from college is going to come on next week and chat about her book, her upcoming work, and also just some of the experiences that she's had in church, the Church 2 movement. And we're super excited to have her. It's going to be really exciting.
Yeah. I'm excited to let someone else talk.
Yeah. Finally.
Finally.
Yep.
I could shut up.
Yep. So at the end of the episode, listen to the end. I'll mention her book so you guys can snag it before you hear us next week.
Yeah, feel free to snag.
Snag. I love that word. It's a great word.
There's a lot of good words out there, like crackle
Crackle is a good word.
and wisteria.
All right, and as Brie launches into a weird ASMR content,
Moose.
Mother moving on. So today we're going to talk about, like I said, a book couple and then a TV couple. So the book couple we're talking about is Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy from Pride and Prejudice.
I could talk about them for hours. That's just one of those iconic.
We have watched these movies, and I'm talking about like the 6-hour BBC special.
Which, to be fair, we were not aware it was 6 full hours.
I thought it was 4.
We thought it was 4
Yeah.
from up until maybe a year ago. Because we would just sit and watch it. It was a miniseries, and we'd just watch it straight through.
Yep, we'd commit a whole day to it, and that was just what we did. Since we were, like maybe 8? I mean, we've been watching this a long time.
Forever. We've read the books. The book.
The singular book.
The one book. We've watched, like, every version of this movie, but the 6-hour one is supreme. With Colin Firth.
I keep hearing lately that, like, the Keira Knightley version, I want to say this was, like, early 2000s when that one came out.
Yeah.
People love that one. They're like, this is the premiere.
It just had an anniversary. We went and saw it in theaters.
We did.
The newer one.
And it is good. Like, I'm not saying it's not good.
I think it's good, but it's not as good as Colin Firth.
It is not as good as Colin Firth.
My gosh, there's just something about, old BBC that was made in the 90s.
If you haven't seen it, if you haven't seen that version of it, where do we watch it? YouTube?
I watched it on YouTube. I think it was on either Disney Plus or Netflix.
I want to say it's on, or it was
Disney
on
Plus.
Netflix. Oh. Well, Google that.
Yep. Colin Firth, Pride and Prejudice, 1994?
Somewhere around there. Yeah.
And just commit a day to it.
You have to commit the whole day, though.
I can quote almost the entire thing.
Because we've seen it no less than 50 times. And I'm not exaggerating.
I love it. I love it.
The intro music just makes me... It just brings out some happiness in my soul.
Would you like me to sing it too?
I would... Yeah, I think you should.
We can cut that out.
No. That's staying in for sure.
I'm looking at the recording heartbeat, and that went crazy for a second.
All the sound people out there, their hearts are dying.
What would you call that?
Sound waves?
If not a heartbeat.
The sound waves.
No.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Okay. So anyway.
Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy.
And despite our deep, deep love for these characters, I adore them, okay? Some of my favorite characters. We're going to talk a little bit about why their relationship is not, even though we've kind of held it up as this gold standard, why it's really not the healthiest.
Like, there are just certain couples that people, those swoon-worthy couples.
Yes.
That we idealize. And we think this should be true. This should be real life. This is what I should look for in my partner. And really, yeah, there are a lot of problems.
Well, I think that's an important thing to preface all of this with. Like, why are we looking at these problematic couples? Because we've been shown so many couples in the media of like, this is the gold standard, this is the ideal, this is what you should work towards or look for in a relationship. And a lot of times when you pull apart those couples and you look at that relationship, even though we know it's fictionalized, it's still really problematic sometimes and not what you should be looking for.
I think it's okay to be like, if we're able to separate reality from fiction and be like, this is not normal, but I also wish there was more representation of really healthy relationships in media, which I think it's getting there, but definitely more problem than, because I mean, problems make a good story.
They do. And I don't think we can expect that all of a sudden, like, we've read how many romance books over the last few months.
I'm looking at my shelves. I'm gonna say billions.
And you can't have a good story without that really intense drama.
And you want someone to react to that hate.
Yeah.
You either want to hate them or love them. You don't want to be melancholic.
It's like that enemies to lovers trope that's so big in literature right now.
There's a lot of tropes. We could talk about that for a while.
That would be a whole other episode. But I think while, yes, we can definitely say this is fiction, this is not ideal. It's important to stop and say, like, here's the problems with this relationship, so that when women look at these relationships, they're not like, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. That right there.
Well, it's like when a boy is being aggressively rude or mean to a girl, we tell them, oh, he must like you.
He has a crush on you. Yeah, like
Yeah.
little girls will do that for sure. And that's just so... It teaches the boys that that's how you should treat women, and it teaches women that that's what attraction looks like. Mm-hmm. Which leads us really well into Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy.
Let's talk about when they meet.
So the first instance of them meeting is at a ball.
A ball.
And she is kind of like... And I'm sure most of you know this story, but if you don't, she is like the country girl. Her family is wealthy by like our standards, but not wealthy by high class standards of the time.
And they have 5 daughters.
Yeah.
So their estate is not going to be passed on to any of those daughters. So the mother is like really desperate to marry them off so that they can have a future, to be fair.
Someone can take care of her. Should their father die. And he's much older.
Yeah, and kind of a butthole.
Yeah. He's actually probably the most problematic character in the whole thing. But that's a whole other thing. So Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy meet at a ball, and she sees him, and he's attractive, and he's super rich.
Super rich.
And so everybody's kind of going after him, and he is just shutting everything down.
They were at a ball where ladies were plentiful and men were very few.
Quotes from the book.
More than one lady was in want of a partner.
Wow, you guys are going to get a lot of Bree's really terrible British accent. So to our British listeners, I'm so sorry.
I'm not a geek, okay? Or a nerd. I'm not. I don't like the superheroes, but if you want me to nerd out over something, it's Pride and Prejudice.
It's this right here. We may not even get to our TV couple.
No.
But one of the big issues in this scene is someone's trying to get Mr. Darcy to dance with Elizabeth. And
That's Mr. Bingley.
Yeah, and he says that she's barely tolerable.
She's tolerable, I suppose, but not handsome enough to tempt me. Is his direct line.
This is going to be a long episode, boys and girls. So we start off with that. Like, that's their first meeting. And the whole concept here is that, I mean, by the end, obviously, this is romance. Spoiler alert. By the end, they get together.
What?
I know. Astounding.
I am floored.
I would feel bad spoiler alerting it for you, but the book is, like, really old. So at some point, this is on you.
Yeah. And
So-
we did say couples.
We did say that. Also, this has been turned into many film adaptations.
Oh, yeah.
So later on, it kind of becomes this like, well, he's just kind of shy and embarrassed, and he just doesn't know how to express himself. And so that's why he behaves this way towards her. And you see kind of a pattern of behavior for quite a while where he treats her poorly because of status. Because her family's significantly poorer. At one point, he tells her that it's her family. Like, her family has no sense of propriety. Her mom's loud. Her sisters are annoying. Her dad is kind of a jerk.
Like, he starts to obsess over her, but in spite of himself.
Yeah.
He watches her all the time. He does end up wanting to dance with her, but also he's, like, fighting with himself because he hates her family and everything about her life.
Just pretty much, yeah. Everything surrounding her.
Yeah.
But we're presented with this as kind of, well, he is this way, but here's all the excuses for why he's this way. And look, I'm not the most social person in the whole world. If someone came up to me and said, "Alyssa, go dance with that dude," I'd say like, no, thank you.
Yeah,
but I also
don't have to dance with someone if you don't want to.
No, but probably insulting them is not, the ideal situation.
Maybe
Especially
not.
in front of all their friends and family and community.
Maybe not the move.
Yeah.
You can politely say, no.
Yeah, I really struggle with this one because it is presented very much as just, he's just not social. He's just not social. And I hate that idea of people that aren't overly social. That they are automatically rude. That
Yeah,
they are
like there's an excuse for you because you're not social. You can be a butthole.
or because you have feelings for someone, you don't know how to process them, that you can be a jerk to them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you can argue that he makes up for it later if you want to. You can argue that he apologizes later for sure. But it's definitely a bad way to start with this very judgmental, harsh opinion of her. Now, on the flip side, she also definitely has been judging him this whole time.
Oh, yeah. She's like, you're going to insult me this one time? Guess what? I'm going to take you down.
She hates him just passionately.
I'm going to hold this grudge until I die.
Yep.
And then beyond then.
Yeah, she's committed hard. And she also, again, from a very problematic standpoint, she kind of goes around to everybody else in her world to get them on her side to hate him. Now, would I do this? Maybe.
Yeah.
If someone's standing there insulting me in the middle of the room, like, I'm not going to take that well either. But it's not maybe the most mature decision, because she goes to her mom, her sisters, her friends, everyone in the community intentionally to kind of like turn them against him, and then doesn't understand why he doesn't want to be part of their community anymore. Or why he's like haughty and won't dance or won't go to the rest of the events, things like that. So, you know, maybe she's not doing the best either.
Yeah, I agree.
We actually talked about this a while ago. When we were kids, it was kind of like you read the title Pride and Prejudice and you're like, well, who's pride and who's prejudice?
Like Beauty and the Beast. Which one is the Beast? I'm confused.
But clearly, both of them here have issues with pride and have issues with prejudice against whatever people group. Like, for him, it's people that he thinks are below him in status.
Yeah.
And for her, it's most people.
Yeah.
She's pretty unaccepting.
I think for the time, she's portrayed as this more intelligent, very witty woman. So she looks at the other people surrounding her in her life and she's like, I'm surrounded by idiots.
Same.
Yeah.
As I sit here with you.
Hey! Watch it. So another problematic thing that Darcy does, among several things, but his friend, Mr. Bingley, and Elizabeth's sister, Jane, like each other. And Mr. Darcy thinks, no, this is not okay. You're too wealthy. She's too poor. She's just looking for your money. She doesn't like you, really. And so he takes it upon himself to separate them without really asking their permission.
I think that speaks to a personality flaw, that if you were in a relationship with someone that did this, now she forgives him for this in the end, obviously, but like if you were in a relationship and someone did something like this, to me that says I'm incredibly controlling.
Yeah. That's
the character flaw I see there.
Yeah, and I'm going to manipulate people in my life to do what I think is best.
Without asking them, because he's dealing with his best friend here, which you would assume, like, if Bree was in a relationship and I thought, this man is only with her for her money.
My massive wealth.
I would sit down and have a conversation with her and say, like, hey, I have concerns.
Yeah.
And allow her to then, you know, make whatever decision she's going to make because she's an adult and she gets to do that. But this man, Mr. Darcy, with his best friend in the world, doesn't trust his best friend to make the best decisions for himself. And so, behind everybody's backs, and without telling Bingley at all until the end,
right,
he just does what he wants.
And he, like, tries to make it all better at the end, because then he's like, all right, fine. We'll go back to town, and you can see this girl you think you like. But it would have been much better if he didn't separate them in the first place.
Yeah, and I think, you know, that's one that we look over in relationships a lot. Like, oh, he's a little manipulative. He's a little controlling. Because that's seen as a relatively masculine trait, like, stereotypically. And so we just sort of, like, breeze on by that. And, well, you know, he likes to be in control. And that's okay. But the reality of this situation in particular, and if you see something like this in someone that you're seeing, or someone that you're dating, that's going to come out later.
Yep. So raise your little antennas to it and be aware of it. It might not be grounds for getting rid of that person right away. Play it out a little bit.
I think it depends on what they do.
It depends.
Yeah,
for sure.
And remember that what you see, the way that you see this person interact with their friends, with their family, whatever, is going to eventually be the way that they interact with you. Mm-hmm. I think that's a book trope that really bothers me a lot. Is it's usually the guy, and he's just really gruff and angry at the whole rest of the world. But to her, all the book talkers say, he's a cinnamon roll. That's the big thing. Like, he's a cinnamon roll. But if he's that way to everyone else in the world, you are not going to be the exception forever. You might be the exception today, but it's not going to stay that way forever. The way that he interacts with people is who he is as a person. And so you do have to ask that question.
Colors. I'm going to get in trouble for singing all these songs.
I think if you sing less than 10 seconds, we're okay.
I didn't sing 10 seconds.
Then there we go.
Hairspray is going to get at me.
The whole organization of Hairspray is coming for Brie. Wait for an update next week. So another, and I feel like we're probably going to go a little bit out of order from the book/movie, but one of the issues that comes from Elizabeth is when and why she forgives him for his behavior. What's the quote, Brie?
She says, when did you know you had feelings for him, Lizzie? And she said, I do believe it was when I saw his beautiful grounds at Pemberley.
I'm so proud.
You're going to have to cut that out.
I think it sounded great.
So she starts to forgive him after there's other things that happen. But she sees his massive wealth. That sounds dirty. She saw his home. His estate. I don't think it's getting better.
Well, now y'all had to hear that. But that's the thing. Her and her aunt and uncle go over to where like he lives, and they tour his house because apparently that was a thing that people did.
I kind of wish it was still a thing. I'm Snoopy.
I mean, but are you touring the neighbor's house, or do you want to go to England and tour fancy houses?
Fancy houses, estates, large properties.
All right, I'll ask. No, but they go and they tour it thinking that he's gone, that he's away for whatever, and he ends up being there. And so like drama ensues, obviously.
Chaos.
But it is, as much as, I mean, for the time, also you have to remember that marriages were not mostly based on love.
No, it was definitely like a financial agreement. And it's not like you're going out on dates with this person. Right. It was more just like, let's write up a contract.
Yeah. And women had extremely limited abilities to support themselves.
Like that was mainly how they would support themselves, would be to find a husband.
Especially higher class women.
And what a good one he was.
10,000 a year.
Sister, did I tell you?
My gosh, it's just all nostalgia today.
10,000.
But if you were to then take that and transfer it to now, it does become much more of an issue. At the time, is it kind of understandable? Yes. Do you get where she's coming from? Because she's coming from a situation where she could be launched into poverty at any time.
And in the story, her heart has already been softened to him a little bit. She learned some truths about him, reconciled some miscommunication that she had going on. But I get it. She saw a beautiful, gorgeous, giant, absolutely massive house. And she thought, this could be mine.
She does say that. That's one of the lines. Of all this, I could have been mistress.
Yes.
I think is what she says.
She did.
My gosh, we should just quote the whole movie to you.
We could.
I think it would be good. I think you would love it. Pretty sure.
My favorite line is so stupid. Okay, I guess only people who have seen Pride and Prejudice will understand this part, but when she finds out what happened to Lydia and Mr. Darcy comes by and finds her in that moment, he goes, I'm indeed grieved, shocked.
There are just so many good pull quotes from that movie, from that mini series. But seriously, guys, it's long, it's extensive.
To me, it's more than a movie. It's more than a mini series. It's an experience.
It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. I live and breathe it.
So then one of the kind of general ones that I kind of looked up a couple of issues, because these are, again, this is one of our favorite book couples. I'm not hating on Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy. I'm just saying they're not.
You are a little bit.
I mean, I am a little bit, but I'm just saying, like, modern day, if you're looking for a relationship, yes, this is idealized. Yes, this is beautiful literature. But is this what you want in real life?
Yeah, let's get our head out of the fairy tales and be like, this is not reality.
Exactly.
But it's okay to consume this because it's beautiful.
As long as you can look at it and say, this isn't real.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That's most of the books from Target.
Would you say that this isn't reality? Oh, there goes gravity.
How many songs are you going to sing today?
17.
Oh, good. So one of the other issues that it talked about, and this is kind of an overarching thing, is that prior to them getting engaged, they never actually have that deep conversation to talk about, like, hey, we had all these issues. The first time he proposes to her, he insults her on like 45 different levels. She hated him for a long time. She spewed all kinds of angriness about him.
He was a stinker.
I mean,
that first proposal,
it was bad.
He was like,
I like you in spite of
yeah,
your family. I like you in spite of your situation in life.
I'm obsessed with you, but everything about you makes me disgusted.
Yeah. It's bad. It's not good. And they never actually have that conversation, at least on screen, on the page. You're not seeing that.
Yeah, it's more through like actions that they resolve things. And they do have one conversation at the end where she's like, thank you for what you did. But that's the amount of communication that they have.
Right.
They have a lot of talking with their eyes.
in the miniseries, probably not in the book. In the book, that would be tricky. I think it's fine to, obviously you want to see someone's actions change in a relationship. You want to see that they're not just saying pretty words, whatever. But at the same time, you also need to have the conversation. You need to say, this is what hurt me. This is why this wasn't okay. And know how they're going to respond to you.
Yeah. You told me my entire family was trash. So I didn't like that. And that made me uncomfortable. Let's converse.
That would have been a good start to the conversation.
And he can say, I feel like you only like me for my money and my beautiful, beautiful face. Let's talk.
All right. Well, someone do a podcast on that exact conversation. I would love to hear that. And then tag us so we can listen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think overall, a beautiful literary couple with definite issues. I think issues that were reflective of the time. But things to steer clear of in your own relationships.
Yeah. It's nice to know that that's not real.
Now, next, we're going to talk about a TV series, not a miniseries.
Wait.
Did you catch it from that? Do you know what it is now? Did I say it at the beginning? I might have even said what we're talking about at the beginning. But this is a series that Brie and I have probably watched 7,000 times. I mean, I've watched it so many times.
I've watched it many times. However, I think you've watched it way more than me. Because Alyssa does this thing where she finds a show, she will watch it all the way through, multiple times a year, and then start it right back over.
I don't immediately start it over.
No, she does.
I do.
She watches the last episode and then says, oh, let's play the pilot.
That's definitely not true.
That's true.
But at least maybe a couple months later, I started again. There's like a selection of shows. It's like Friends and Frasier and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. This is a list of them.
I like Futurama.
Anyway, so we're going to be talking about Ross and Rachel from Friends. And I think at the time, Ross and Rachel were supposed to be like the swoon-worthy couple that everybody loved, everybody was rooting for. And modern day, they've really fallen out of favor.
Yeah. I mean, this is a comedy, so obviously their personalities, their whole characters are very exaggerated from what you would see in real life. But my gosh, do I hate Ross. I can't stand behind him.
No. From moment one. Like, I don't like their relationship ever.
Well, he's obsessed with her, and he feels like because he has this obsession that he can stake some kind of claim over her.
Like, he's owed her. Yeah.
And I just, yuck. That gives me the ick.
Well, what a terrible way to start a relationship. One of the ways I think they get back together is they've broken up for a little bit, or they've stopped seeing each other for a little bit, and then she sees a home video of him at the prom. Like, or her and Monica are going, her friend, are going to the prom. And her date doesn't show up. And so he decides he's going to take her, actually because his parents tell him to. And so he gets all dressed up and ready to go. And then he comes downstairs and her date has shown up. And so
she's like,
he's,
"See you, bye."
yeah. And she didn't know that he was doing that. And then all of a sudden she's like, oh, well, if you did that for me back then, clearly I love you.
Yeah, what a romantic gesture. I love you.
Yeah. And again, it's that constant obsession. It's like this, he has been in love with her forever. And I think we romanticize that a lot. Like, someone that, I'm thinking of like movies like 13 Going on 30 and stuff like that, where, okay, this person's been in love with you since high school. They've been pining for you since whatever.
Ew.
There comes a point where it's...
Move on.
Yeah, where it's obsessive and a little icky.
And also what they're obsessed with you over and why they think that they love you. They haven't actually spent time to really get to know you and seen how you've grown and the person that you've become compared to, like, the person that she was in high school. She's different. And so I think that's where a lot of the problems come in this show, is that he doesn't respect her or her choices. Like, she finally moves on from getting the coffee shop job to a job at Bloomingdale's, I believe.
Through a series of events, yeah.
And the first time they break up and they say, like, oh, it was just a break, that episode, is confused why she is upset with him for showing up to her job, I think. And he's like, it's just a job.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's a whole situation in those episodes. I think it's over the course of a couple of episodes where like he's been really jealous of a guy that helped her get this job. His name's Mark. I just watched these episodes, guys.
Wow,
I'm in the
good
middle
for
of
you.
watching it right now. And so Ross is super jealous of this guy, just like obsessive jealous, which again, you can see that as like a personality trait with him. He's obsessive about
Dinosaurs.
yeah, that too. But anything that he thinks he's owed. So he thinks Rachel belongs to him. Therefore, he's obsessive about everything in her world, all the people she interacts with outside of their close friend group. And her friend Monica at one point says to Ross, because he's obsessing over this guy, she says, so what if he wants to sleep with her? Does that mean he gets to? And that really was significant to me when I was watching it, because I think you see a lot of jealousy issues in relationships, and it kind of becomes the woman's job to prove to the man that, like, I'm not sleeping with him, I'm not interested in him, it's not a big deal. But then the reality comes down to a trust issue.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say this other guy in your life is interested in you when you're in a relationship and is flirting with you and whatever. Now, do you need to put up some walls around that if you're in a committed relationship? Absolutely. Yeah. But just because he's flirting with you doesn't mean automatically that you're going to cheat on your partner.
Exactly. You should trust your partner enough that they're not going to hurt you in that way.
And if you truly have that trust issue where you're saying, like, for reason XYZ, I don't think that they're not going to cheat on me, then that speaks to a much deeper issue, and an issue that you need to talk out.
Yeah, and resolve.
And if they had talked that out, then maybe it wouldn't have led to the craziness that ensues. Because she's working then at her new really exciting job. Like, she's super pumped about it because she never, like, was expected to have a career, and now she's doing something that she's excited about. And you see a really great representation of a woman back in the 90s building a career for herself.
Yeah.
Which was a relatively new concept.
Yeah, she came from a family, you're right, where she wasn't expected. Like, we see that in episode 1, where she runs away from her wedding, and she says, all my life I've been told I'm a shoe. I'm a shoe. Man, what if I don't want to be a shoe?
Bree's got all
what
the
if
quotes.
I want to be a purse?
Absolutely all the quotes today.
You're welcome. But her whole life, she was told that she was going to be this certain way. And she broke away from that, meaning financially, she had to make it for herself. And what a huge deal that she went from literally nothing. She was working at a coffee shop to this really awesome job that she always wanted to work at Bloomingdale's. That's amazing. And it's upsetting that her partner, who is supposed to care for her the most, is not supporting her in the way that he should.
And because he gets super jealous, there's an episode where she's working late. She's been working late a lot.
I'm working late.
And so he shows up to her office, even though she has told him, like, hey, I don't have time to go to dinner tonight. I don't have time to see you tonight. I'm really sorry. She's kept in communication. He knows what's going on. And he shows up to her office with a picnic.
A picnic.
And this is after, like, days of him sending tons of gifts into her work. And I think he sent in, like, a barbershop quartet or something absurd. Like, they're singing to her and making a point of saying, your boyfriend, Ross, or whatever.
And that's upsetting, too, because she wants to be seen as a professional. She doesn't want her boyfriend coming and making a scene at her place of business.
She no longer gets to be an individual in that story. She doesn't get to be herself. She has to be Ross's girlfriend. She's owned.
Yeah.
She is property.
Yeah, ew.
And that's what he's trying to do. Clearly, he's trying to stake his little claim, put his little brand on her forehead.
Pee on her. Mark his territory.
Yeah. And yet, this whole series tries to paint them as the ideal couple. The perfect couple. The couple that you're rooting for to get together in the end. Now, to her credit, she says, no, this is not okay. I'm not good with this. And ends up breaking up with him over it.
They were on a break. So in this episode, she's upset with him for coming and bringing the picnic and yada, yada, yada. They fight. And she says, I think we need a break. And he's like, fine, let's go get some frozen yogurt or something. And she's like, no, a break from us. But they didn't stop and define what the terms of that break was. So Ross goes and cheats on Rachel. And I hate how they portray him this whole time because they really try to make you feel bad for him.
They've got him set up as the good guy.
Right. And he's like, no, we were on a break. You literally broke up with your girlfriend that you loved. And that night, you go and find someone else to sleep with. You clearly didn't value her that much.
Right.
And then you want to turn around and get right back together with her?
Right.
No, sir.
As you're talking, I'm thinking back to, like, earlier in the series when there was a problematic moment. And, like, later in there's so many problematic moments with them. Because Ross is, while they do try and present him as the nice guy, he's also this toxic masculine figure, which you would not expect of him. Like, he's not the most stereotypically masculine figure, but he is so desperate to only be presented as masculine. And if the men around him do anything effeminate at all, he's just destroying them over it. I'm trying to think of, like, an example of that. He does it a lot.
Probably when him and Rachel are living together, they have a kid together, but they're not together. They're not a couple in any way, but they're living together because they have a daughter together. And
which is maybe not their best life choice.
Yeah. She's seeing someone and he can't stand it. He yells at her and says, like, you can't have men in the apartment, even though he's bringing home another woman to the apartment. That double standard of, like, I can do this, but you can't.
Right. There's a lot of, like, little throwaway lines that he says, things like that. And I mean, I'm sure most of you guys have watched the show and you're right there with me.
Yeah.
You remember these things. I also thought back to an earlier episode where she had liked him. She decided she had a crush on him, but he went away on a archaeological dig.
Julie.
Yes. And he comes back and finds out that Rachel liked him, but he already has a girlfriend. And because he's obsessed with Rachel, now he doesn't know what to do. So him and Chandler and Joey, who are his friends, make a list. They make a pro and con list for each of the women. And I don't remember what the other woman's list said, but for Rachel, it said things like, she's kind of spoiled. She's just a waitress. I forget what all, but like many things. I think they say like she has big feet or something. Like there's just like silly things on there too. And she finds it. She's not supposed to find it. They try and hide it from her because of course they do. But she ends up finding it and reading it and not wanting to go out with him because of it. And again, it's presented as like, oh, poor Ross. If she just hadn't found this, he was going to want to be with her anyway. Just miscommunication. No. But I really love what she says here. Now, Rachel is very problematic to me because they do wind up together in the end, and she kind of throws away her career for him in the end. But what she says in this moment, I think, is really strong. She says, imagine what it would feel like to see all the worst things you've ever thought about yourself put on paper, and to know that the person you care about the most thinks those things too. So when your partner is reflecting back to you the bad things you think about yourself,
Yeah.
that's a big issue.
Yeah. Anytime they're making you feel like less than the most amazing version of yourself, see ya, bye.
Yeah.
No, I don't have patience for that.
And I wish that we could have those high standards to just say, you know what? This is a deal breaker. You're reflecting back to me the worst of myself. Why would I want to be with someone who not only believes the worst of me, but makes me worse?
Right.
Because that's what eventually happens there. You eventually lose that battle. And you become all the things you didn't like about yourself in the first place when the person that you love keeps throwing that at you. And you see that Ross does throw a lot of those things back at her.
Yeah.
He treats her like she's not as intelligent as he is. Like she shouldn't really be able to make her own decisions because she's not reliable and intelligent enough to make them.
And I think that comes from a place of insecurity for him because he was portrayed as kind of a geeky character. And so maybe he feels a little bit not worthy of this girl who was like the most popular girl in school, and that's why he was so obsessed with her. So he wants to knock her down a peg.
Yeah.
To make himself seem worthy of being around her. And that's just not how a relationship should go. You should be always wanting to build each other up, not trying to bring someone down to make yourself feel better.
Right.
No, thank you.
Well, I think about like if you achieve something. Let's say you get a promotion at work. So often as women, let's say you make more than your partner now. You get a promotion and now you make more than your partner. It's almost an expectation that that's going to cause a problem. You know? That, especially in like more conservative Christian circles, I feel like the expectation is, well, the man is going to be the main financial provider. And we talked about the concept of provider a couple weeks ago, but that's the expectation. And now you make more than him, so now that's a problem. And he's going to have to knock you down somewhere else.
Because
he's
you
going to be insecure.
So desperately don't want to take away his manhood.
And that we expect it to be a problem. Why would you walk into a relationship expecting that your partner wasn't going to want you to be the best version of yourself? Wasn't going to want you to grow? I expect that my partner is going to grow throughout our time together.
Yeah, because like if you stay the same, you refuse to change. Without change, you die. So your partner's going to die.
Wow. Dark.
No, change is good. I mean, sometimes we change for the better, sometimes we change for the worse. Changes.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Then I think the last 2 episodes, there's like a 2-parter at the end. Mm-hmm. So Ross and Rachel they've been through many a high and low in this relationship over the 10 seasons. I
don't know.
However many seasons there were. And like Bree said, they had a kid together at one point. They were living together for a while. And Rachel gets this offer to go work in Paris. Like the dream job for most of us, frankly, but especially for someone who's in fashion. She's super excited. This is amazing. Her and Ross have talked out how they're going to handle their daughter and going back and forth and things like that, which of course would be difficult.
Yeah.
Super difficult. But Ross is kind of a terrible parent anyway and very distant from his daughter and his previous son. So maybe it's not as difficult. But she decides that she's going to take this job. And meanwhile, Ross takes this opportunity to tell her that he's in love with her and has always been in love with her.
Manipulation.
Could he have said this at any other time? Absolutely. Could he have put aside his pride and said, hey, I want to sit down and have a real conversation with you. I still have feelings for you. Can we work this out?
Or he could have been like, you know what? I've loved her forever. And we've tried it. And we've not tried it. And we've tried it. And we've not tried it. And at this point in her life, what is best for her is not going to be my obsessive love. It's going to be to go to Paris. So in spite of my own feelings, I'm going to keep those to myself. And I'm going to hope that this is the right move for her because this is where she needs to go and this is what she needs to do. Best wishes, warm regards.
Yeah. If you love someone, if you actually really love someone, you should want the best for them.
Yeah.
Love shouldn't be selfish.
That's so biblical.
Oh, thank you. We so often see love as being possession. Love as being, I need you to do what I want you to do. I need you to be mine because I want it. Yes. Love should be selfless. I love you, so I want the best for you. Because I know that if I force you into a situation in which you're not happy, you're going to resent me eventually anyway. Yeah. You're going to hate me eventually anyway. So why would I do that? That's stupid. And yet, that's exactly what he does. He becomes very manipulative again, which is how their relationship started. It's how their relationship continued. Manipulation was like the theme.
Manipulation and toxicity.
And he says, I love you. I want you to stay with me. Please stay with me. And so she gets on the airplane to go and then decides she can't do it. She loves him. She wants to stay with him. So she gets off the plane and presumably gives up this amazing job. Now, we don't know that for sure because the series ends. And so forget you. You don't get to know. But you assume that she gave up this really amazing job.
I hate that in a show, in a book. Emily Henry's book, Happy Place. I don't know if any of you have read that yet. If you don't want to hear a spoiler, turn it off right now or skip forward a little bit. But this girl is like a doctor, and at the end of the book, she gives up her whole career to be with this guy. And I just wish that wasn't expected of women all the time in media, where the woman is constantly giving up her opportunities just to be with a boy. Why can't we have it both?
Well, it's like every Hallmark movie ever. The high-powered
business lady,
comes back to her small hometown and falls in love with a carpenter, I don't know, and decides to live in the small hometown and whatever. And I'm not saying that you can't make whatever choices fulfill you at the end of the day. But yeah, that same expectation doesn't come for men.
No, you hardly ever see a man giving up power in any way to be with someone else.
Right. If you look at this particular situation too, let's assume that Ross and Rachel would have had a good relationship had they been together. He could have followed her. I'm sure there's museums in Paris. He could have found somewhere to work there. He could have followed her. Also, she was probably making way more money than he was. So he could have been a stay-at-home dad. But that was never even on the table.
Yeah.
It's never even on the table in so many of these stories for the man to give up any part of his career, any part of what makes him shine, what makes him important in society. But she is so often expected, and Rachel constantly through this series is expected to give up who she is to give up her career, to give up things that she's worked so hard for.
For a stinking dude.
And if your relationship asks that of you, now if you choose to do it on your own, make your own choices. But if your partner is asking that of you, that's when it becomes incredibly problematic. No one should ever tell you, give this up to be with me.
Yep.
You can choose to do it. But the moment someone tells you, I'm more important than this other thing in your life, now you've got a problem.
Something that makes you who you are, too. Like, if someone ever asked me to give up cheese, it would be a deal breaker. I just couldn't do it.
And you know, that's a really common thing asked in relationships. I hear that all the time.
For the lactose intolerant.
So, boys out there, if you want to date my sister, you have to be aware that cheese is just never off the table.
I have a shirt that says, cheese is my very strength, or something like that. It's great.
We looked at, I did some research and I talked to ChatGPT a little bit too. And I think one of the funniest things that it said, because I had to kind of give me some funny lines about these characters. And it says, moral of the story for the Ross and Rachel relationship. And it says, love conquers all, especially logic, therapy, and feminism. And I think that's a great note to end on. Your relationship should not conquer logic, therapy, and feminism. No. If your relationship defies logic, defies therapy, or defies feminism, take many a step back. Run, turn around, turn your little butt around, run the other way. Say bye-bye.
Then you can make a pro-con list.
It's going to be a long con list.
Yep. Yep.
All right, so next week we are going to be chatting with my professor. We're super excited. Her book is called The Surface of Water, and you can find it on Amazon. You can also find it on Baker Bookhouse. I think Baker Bookhouse is the most recent publishing. We are so excited to have her on. It's going to be fun to catch up with her. She was like my absolute favorite professor in college. Sorry if any of my other professors are listening.
I did not have her as a professor, but I'm so excited to chat. Always a willing participant.
Well, no, back that right up.
Strike that. I'm really pumped. Hi, Professor Peach. It's me, Brianna. We haven't met. I'm really excited to talk to you. Your book is great. Best wishes.
So on that note, I hope you're all really excited. We are very excited. I think it's going to be super fun to talk to her, and I think you guys are going to learn a lot about her research process. We're going to talk a little bit about publishing. We're going to talk, like I said, about like the Church 2 movement. So tune in next week for that, and we will talk to you then.
I was going to end on a Pride and Prejudice quote.
It is a truth universally acknowledged.
I was going to say that. I know it's like the first quote.
It's quite literally the prologue.
Then a woman must be in want of a wife.
All the quotes.
A man of good fortune must be in want of a wife.
There she goes.
There she is.
All right. Love you. Bye.
Bye. Sorry.